For 60-year-old Dr. Bill Neal, who is used to caring for others after more than 30 years as a family physician with OSF, nothing could prepare him for the events of one very early winter morning, Friday, December 11th, when he became the patient in dire need of help as he lay dying.
All of a sudden, blood stops flowing to your brain, and I mean, you're out right away. So that's what I had. I had just a ventricular fibrillation. Had no warning signs whatsoever, and was there 1 minute and just gone the next second.
For minutes that morning, Bill's heart, in essence, stopped. When it happened, he fell unconscious off an exercise bike as people near him leaped to help, one gym member running to his wife in another room.
He said that Bill was in trouble and I needed to get downstairs. Bill is a really fit person. He works out, he takes care of himself. The thought of cardiac arrest did not cross my mind.
I immediately went in there and I realized it wasn't like the typical someone just rolled their ankle or fell down or anything. And Mary Beth actually yelled at me to get the AED, and she had started the CPR.
When the equipment arrived, I immediately had to put it on. And you don't wait for the EMS to come, you gotta act on it, but it's very civilian friendly. It shows pictures and everything, so even if I didn't have training, it would be okay. And you just put it on, and then it talks to you and it tells you what to do. But it was crucial. You have to do it right away. You have to get going, because we were continuing CPR, it would analyze my rhythm and tell us what to do.
When you watch it on television, it takes 1, maybe 2 defibrillation, and the person wakes up, and then you go on. And since Bill was healthy, I didn't expect any other outcome. So I said to Fran, I said, why isn't he waking up? It just confounded me, and it was frustrating and it was scary, and I didn't understand. It was a tough moment.
It was terrible, because I thought he was gonna die. Usually after you give like 2 shocks, then you're pushing drugs already. So I was really very nervous, because I think we gave 4 shocks, 5 shocks, Mike did, and we weren't pushing any drugs.
When he left, it did not feel very good. They had like an automatic compression thing that they put on him, and when he left, they were still using that and still using the defibrillator on him.
I think at the moment I couldn't really process what a bad outcome would look like.
Bill was rushed to the hospital. He was in the ICU, still facing a very uncertain outcome.
There isn't really a choice but to trust the process. He had really good care, people who knew what they were doing. He was so lucky in so many ways.
And I felt terrible, I could barely work. But like my doc said, as soon as his heart stopped, he was gone. So I couldn't have hurt him. All I could do was help him. And anything I did was helping him in any manner possible.
When Bill woke up days later on Monday, he was confused and unaware of what had happened. His main memory of the day it happened was that he felt fine in the hours before his collapse.
Well, I forgot most of the day. So I mean, to be honest with you, I don't remember much of the day. So I remember going to the gym and I was listening to a tape on cardiology.
You just never know how much brain damage there could be from an incident like that. But he looked like he was fine, and I was anxious, and so I thought, well, let's give him a little test, even when he's still on the ventilator and can't talk. So I said, Bill, show me in fingers, what's the square root of 16? And he goes, I said, you're fine.
They're trying to get me up into a chair, to sit, and my legs my legs were just vibrating, they wouldn't support me, and my first thoughts were, crap, this really sucks. To be honest with you, that's exactly what my thoughts were. If I can joke about being dead, nobody else should be able to. So I've got to be able to joke about it, so my partners can feel comfortable joking around me about it also. They keep teasing me that they're not sure my brain functions entirely back yet. They say the jury's still out on that, so they keep giving me grief.
The unexpected scene turned into a rich learning experience.
And my attitudes have changed somewhat, and I want to, spend more time with my friends, my family. Work isn't probably as high on my list as what it was before. Not that I don't want to do a good job and those kind of things, but I mean, it's not the overriding thing over everything else.
It does. I think it makes you appreciate everything a little more, realizing just how quickly things like that happen.
Gym manager at the time, Mike Shea, says it's heartwarming to see Bill walk into the gym now in good health.
There's nothing like it. It's very eye-opening to know that you've been a big part of someone's life, especially someone like him who's just a great guy and who takes care of everyone and everything around him.
Everyone agrees. Without that thoughtfully placed defibrillator, the outcome would have likely been very different.
And especially, I think people don't understand that it just walks you through everything. So even if you're at the optimal stress level, it just takes you right through it, and you got somebody there working with you.
The CPR would not have brought him around. They had to defibrillate him to bring him around. By the time the EMT got there wouldn't have been as good of an outcome.
Like if they don't get shocks defibrillated quick enough, then and no matter how much CPR you give them, it may not help. You really need the defibrillator. It's going to analyze the rhythm, and it's going to tell you what you need to do. So it's very important.
When you're in that situation, that can be the difference between someone not making it and someone living through the situation.
I exercise at home most of the time, and I go to Four Seasons 1 day a week. So if it happened any other day of the week, except when I had, if I have Fridays off, so I usually go with Kathy and her friend on Friday morning to the gym. And so if it had been any other day of the week, I'd be dead.
There wasn't a thing I could do. But we were lucky that we happened to be in a place where there were people who could do something. And there was a defibrillator on hand, and they knew how to use it, and they did.